Thank you, hipster Johnny Carson, everybody. Give it up for him one more time. That's Justin Harris, very funny man. Yeah, he's not really hipster Johnny Carson, guys. Hey, welcome. You guys ready to have fun? We gonna have a good time tonight? Yeah. Did everybody bring enough beer? Yeah. Yes? Good. There's some High Lifes in the fridge over there, but don't drink too many, because I'm going to drink a lot of them at some point tonight. But I'm excited. This is my favorite show. Because I run the show, so it's my favorite show, obviously. But we're doing some raffle stuff tonight, guys. I'm really excited. We got some pretty cool things to raffle off at some point during the show. I got some free tickets to WonderComedy, and then I've got this calendar right here that's got 12 months of me working at a screen printing shop with my shirt off. Over 40 photos. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, you've seen them. And everybody thought it was going to be a joke that I wasn't going to actually make the calendar. But I had $80 that I was willing to blow, so I made some calendars. I had a fun week, guys, and by fun I mean it was just a normal week. My dad had surgery last week. I know, right? So sad. But I was at home, and my parents told me that my dad had to go have surgery. And my dad was like, well, I've got this thing in my throat. It's that thing that Michael Douglas had. And then he looked at me and was like, from eating pussy? And it was like kind of awkward because my dad told me that. But it was even more awkward because my mom was sitting there. And then I just look over at her and she's like, from eating pussy. I'm just like, all right, cool. But like I had a friend of mine, he was like, hey, your dad's in my thoughts. And I was like, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I was like, why don't you just say, like, you're praying for my dad? He's like, well, I don't believe in God. Yeah. And I was like, okay. But like, at least if you say someone's in your prayers, and even if I don't believe in God, it's like the gesture's nice. You're asking God to take care of my dad. But in your thoughts is really stupid because I don't want anyone in my thoughts. Like, they're not like fucked up and dirty. They're just stupid. Like, I have stupid thoughts. Like, here's a thought I had the other day. I thought, I'm going to start a business that picks you up from your hunting trip, takes you home, and stuffs and mounts your kill on the way home. And I'm going to call it taxidermy. And from there, we can have a TV series, Cash Taxidermy, where you answer quiz questions and we give you money. And like, that's not a thought you want your dead grandma to be associated with. That's not something that you want to happen. But my parents, they go to church, and my mom posted on my Facebook. She's like super into Facebook, and I had posted something about my car battery dying. She was just like, oh, well, we're praying for you. And that's like really sweet for my mom to say. And then a friend of mine posted right underneath it, fuck you, God doesn't exist, with like an arrow pointing at her comment. And so I immediately deleted it. And then he messaged me, he was like, why'd you delete that? I was like, because you just said fuck you to my mom. And like I don't really know what I believe in anymore, but I'm not cocky enough to say God doesn't exist. Like, I don't know how the original Nintendo game Duck Hunt works. I'm not going to say I'm confident enough to know that God doesn't exist. And I know one of you assholes afterwards is going to explain to me how the game Duck Hunt works, like how it works. But it's happened, like I've had it explained to me and I still don't get it. So just don't waste any of your time. Oh man, I'm getting tired of people. That's a great comedian premise. I'm getting tired of things. People there's something about me where people want to walk up and say racist things to me. And they just think I'm on board. Like, a guy told me a really racist joke the other day, and I was like, what about me makes it seem like I'm racist? Like, I don't understand. And I was at work, and the guy was fixing one of the screen printing presses, and he just comes in and he just starts bitching about Obama to me. And like, what about sleeve tattoos and looking homeless and being young makes you think that I, one, let alone vote, and two, voted Republican? I don't really know. I don't know what's going on. But like, I used to work at this restaurant, and if anyone's been a server ever, you kind of have to play along with the people that you're waiting on and be like, if some guy's like, fuck Obama, you're like, yeah, fuck Obama, I hate that guy. Because I'm just trying to get a good tip. But I walked up to this table of guys, and this dude was like, hey, what's your favorite pizza? Like, what should I get? And I was like, well, I like the Mexican pizza. It's got, like, grilled chicken, jalapenos. It's, like, really good. He was like, God damn it. They're taking our jobs, and now they're going to take away our pizza. I'm just like, you know pizza's Italian. Like, that's not an American thing. He was like, well, I'm just gonna get the meat lovers pizza. And so I went in the back and I got my friend Raul, who's a Mexican, to bring out the pizza. And just be like, this is my favorite pizza. I just want to wreck that guy's entire life. That's all I'm saying. My mom told me something interesting recently. She said that out of all 4 of her kids, she has dubbed me as the biggest shithead in the entire family, which is pretty awesome. If you want to give it up for that, it's kind of the only award I've ever gotten. And she said she said the reason that I'm the biggest shithead is because, number 1, I was the only one in the family born in New Jersey. And number 2, I had just shown her a portrait tattoo of Ernest from Ernest Goes to Camp that I got. And it was just like the last block in a very disappointing game of Jenga that I've been playing with her for the past 27 years. But I did something interesting when my mother was in labor, and not a lot of kids do this to their parents, but I did, and I pooped inside of my mom when my mom was in labor. That happened. And I think that's the coolest, most preemptive punk rock thing anyone could ever do. It's like, who's full of shit now, Donna? I'm like, just like, walk out. I've left college apartments in better states than my mother's womb. That's all. That's what I'm trying to say here. Oh, man. My mom, like I said, she's on Facebook, and I try to defend her, but I posted a picture for Throwback Thursday, you know, like as the kids do, and it was me when I was 19, and my mom commented, she was like, well, you look really skinny. And I commented, and I was like, yeah, well, I was 19. And she goes, so? And ... And I just wanted to comment beneath it, like, fuck you, God doesn't exist! Like,